All right, so hopefully we're on. Welcome to the May 11th, 2021 Mendocino Fish and Game Commission meeting. Let's get rolling with roll call. Woohoo. Commissioner Van?
Present.
Commissioner Madigan?
Present.
Commissioner Paulson?
Present.
Commissioner Pellar? Yeah.
Close enough. Peller. Yes. Present.
Peller.
Thank you. I know it sounds like an R because it should be, but that doesn't, I'm over it. Whatever works. Yeah.
What is it? Pronounce it for us.
It's Peller. Like a
Peller.
propeller or something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, and
propeller.
people even are like, yeah, like a propeller. There we go. Yeah.
I can remember propeller.
Hey.
All right, present. All right, and I'm present, Commissioner Newman. So let's get straight into all the fun stuff. Public expression. Any news into any of the emails, phone calls?
Well, this is John Haschak, and I thought I'd join you this evening for a little bit. I'm back east, so it's getting late here. So I just wanted to join for a while. Thanks.
Welcome, and we're excited that you're
Thank
here.
you.
We don't have a lot on the agenda, so we might make your bedtime still.
Okay.
Yeah. Anna, he's on the ad hoc with the Wildlife Services with Jurdy, so he can report out on that as well.
Wonderful. That sounds amazing. Let's kind of get ourselves to that point of the day. If we don't have any more public expression, approval of minutes for the May 12th meeting. Right. Okay. Well, skip right past that. So then I guess straight into the Wildlife Services. Tracy, do you want to give us an update, or are we all familiar with what's going on? Maybe John can just speak on the subject for us and we can
Sure.
kind of ask questions from there.
Yes, but I wanted to tell everybody that I did receive communication from Abigail. And I will I'll tell you guys about that after John. Let's definitely let John go first, but I have more to add possibly when we're done.
Wonderful.
All right. Well, I'll go ahead, and this is John Haschak, and let's see. I'm on the ad hoc with Supervisor Jurdy to look at, any alternatives, or, really the item that I brought forth about a month ago was to consolidate wildlife services with animal control under animal care. And Rich Molinari, we've had quite a few discussions with him about whether he could do it or not, and whether they could provide the appropriate services. There was a lack of information when it came to the board about how much it would cost. And also the agenda item wasn't written properly to move animal control, which is under the sheriff's department, under animal care. So, and that's a crucial piece of the consolidation. And so anyway, it was sent back to another round, and Supervisor Jurdy and I haven't met yet since that meeting, because we've been dealing with a lot of cannabis stuff. But I have had a conversation with Rich Molinari, the head of animal care, and it's really going to come down to the finances. And he's got this program where he can do the non-lethal using this model from Sonoma County. But, we're getting the animal or the wildlife services is subsidized by the federal government. And then we get a gas tax rebate. So, it's kind of hard to see how the finances are going to work without wildlife services. But Rich is going to work on the numbers and come back with those. So that's kind of where we are with it. And so if there's any questions, I'd certainly...
John, real quick. Yeah, John, this is Randy Van. So what you're saying is the county would absorb the full cost for our 2 wildlife service employees, and like federal part of it would be taken out, fully be funded.
Well, that's where we need to look at the finances, because I don't think the county's going to want to pay more than they are right now. And so it would have to work within probably the budget that exists. And what I'm saying is that, we're getting subsidized by the feds for the wildlife services. And then we also get this gas tax rebate because it's under the agricultural department. And so between those two, it's kind of hard to financially make it work. But Rich is going to look at those numbers and see what he can bring back. So that's kind of where we are.
Do you remember off your head what the split is? It seemed like it was like a 50 with federal and 50 county. I can't remember exactly what the cost split was for the.
Well, the county is paying about $190,000 for the 2 trappers, and out of that $190,000, we get rebate from the gas tax, so it makes it about a $90,000 cost to the county.
So with the federal gas tax or whatever that is, they're paying $100,000, and then the county has to pay $90,000 out of its budget. Is that how am I following that right?
Yeah, that's basically the numbers, more or less. Right.
Okay, thank you.
Can I talk now? What do you guys think?
Go for it, Tracy.
Chair New. Okay, so I had a conversation with Anna, asking her what was going on. And John, I'm glad you're here. It seems to me that when the whole non-lethal issue had to do with staff issue with wildlife services, and so that was a huge part of the issue. So I have to say here on record with everybody, Abby Feinke is amazing. She is an educator. She is outreach. She is non-lethal, and she works for wildlife services. But she's fantastic. I mean, the work that she's done and her whole philosophy. It sure would be a shame to lose her because somebody wouldn't leave or just continue working in our county. So, John, I mean, can we address that issue of wildlife services, the deal we have is great. And if they do the non-lethal like Abby wants to, when we craft the contract the way we want to, it would be financially, I think, more, coherent.
Well, I don't know how much control we have over wildlife services and retaining one person over another.
Well, it's too bad to lose the whole thing over a person. Because Abby's just great. I got to tell you, John, I hope you get a chance to talk to her because she's really fantastic.
No, I have talked to her. I had a meeting with her a couple months ago.
Oh, good. Yeah. And she carries the philosophy and everything. So, Okay, well, and yeah, she has a report, a wildlife services report that has to do with the mountain lions and bears and such like that. I can give you all if you'd like me to. She wrote it for you.
Oh, okay.
Here it comes.
Great.
We have an increase in mountain lions and bears. Here we go. Won't be able to make the meeting tonight. Please tell the commission that things have been pretty slow recently, but I have been able to non-lethally remove 4 skunks and a raccoon from different houses in Ukiah. I also helped 3 different people over the phone for non-lethal work to remove 1 fox under someone's house and 2 skunks. There's a Facebook page called Mendocino Mountain Lions and Bears, or something close to that have been posted very often about mountain lion attacks and bears getting into garbage. I don't comment on things though, but just so you know, we aren't getting those calls. It seems to be a lot of the Fort Bragg area for the mountain lions. As of now, I don't know what is happening with the Board of Supervisors and not sure what will happen. Abby. That's the report from Abby.
Okay.
So that's it. Yeah. And and she was getting ready to do workshops and outreach and stuff like that. So John, if you guys were to terminate wildlife services, when were you looking at doing that?
Well, I don't know. Let's see. Rich Molinari thought that if he was going to do the consolidation overall, the original plan was to have it done by July of 2022. Because it would take that long to get people trained and all that. But I don't know if we're going to do that or not. We got to see where the numbers are and then what the board wants to do.
Yeah. God, we really sure need both. I can see the exclusion so huge in this county. I love the idea. I wish we had the money for everything. Oh well. I'm done. Yeah.
There seems to be a need for more public education. We've had a huge influx this year because of COVID of people from the city who don't understand that you shouldn't be, feeding your pets outside on the porch, which is a really attractive nuisance. And so I think that also needs to be happening. It's a little off topic, but it's all about attracting wildlife to your home when you're not used to country living. And so.
Yes. And then you create a nuisance and then you have to call a trapper, because now there's a nuisance coming every night. How about we do a workshop or something? We could talk about that later. That'll be another topic. I'll do something about that. Yes. I'll work with Abby, see if we can get a workshop together. Yeah.
A workshop sounds like a great plan. I'd love to be a part of that and kind of push that through, because I have noticed, Patty's right, that we're getting a lot of new folks into the area. As someone who recently bought a home, it was insane how many other people were looking that were not locals, and looking in rural areas as well. And it's like, all right, well, we're used to living rurally. And some of the folks we'd run across were like, well, there's going to be bears here. We need lots of hot wire and all that stuff. And it's like, well, yeah, and not leaving your trash out all night long if trash morning is early. You got to take it in the morning, bear boxes, kind of all that stuff that we are accustomed to. So, yeah, I fully support you on that, Tracy. And it'd be kind of a good way to welcome them into Mendocino County, more rural living.
Right. Okay, I'll write Abby right now. Okay, we'll do that. I'll get a report for you at our next meeting.
Yeah, that'd be great. Anybody else have any more questions for Supervisor Haschak while we have him? Any more comments on wildlife services? All right. Well, we're rolling through this agenda quite rapidly, team. That was our only agenda item. So
Oh,
we can go to
I like
reports
these
if everyone's ready. Yeah, they're nice. I think they're maybe a little bit different from the very long meetings that Supervisor Hashtag is used to being a part of.
Right.
But let's roll through to Commissioner comments. Commissioner Van, do you have anything to report?
Yeah, I exchanged an email with Frank Abley, chief of the MNF. Let's see, he's Upper Lake Covelo Ranger District and Berryessa Snow Mountain National Monument in regards to the Hammerhorn grant that we've been talking about. And it sounds like the $25,000 that we were inquiring about is ear tagged for waterline infrastructure, which has to do from Hammerhorn Creek over to Hammerhorn Lake, which obviously keeps the lake full of water. So some of the money is going to be used for that, as well as the handicap access and the new fishing piers. So that's right on line with what they requested the money for. And Frank also asked if I would participate with them in the BEAR program, which is some federal monies that are being awarded to the Mendocino National Forest for forest infrastructure repair due to the August fire complex. And he and I and let's see, Matt I don't know how to pronounce his name, Mohammedan, are supposed to meet when Frank can get a meeting set up to discuss further. So at this point, I feel that the concern that we had in regards to how the money was being spent has fulfilled my curiosity, and it is on the right track. And I did tell them I would help them and participate in their group.
That's awesome. Thanks for doing that follow-up. And it does sound like it aligns perfectly with kind of what we do our grant monies through. So cool. Good stuff.
Yeah. So I think maybe, we can drop it off the normal agenda item stuff, and I can just give an update on how things are looking, once the program's kicked off. They're still having some trouble with the road infrastructure going into Hammerhorn, road lights and stuff that they're still trying to figure out how to mitigate those just to get up to Hammerhorn. So it's going to be a long, hard road, but the money is on the right track for our mission.
Cool.
cool.
All right, Commissioner Madigan, you have anything for us?
Yep. I got a couple of things that are related to my role at the Mendocino County Resource Conservation District. And first of all, I'd like to thank Supervisor Haschak and Tracy for helping me coordinate a series of videos that are going to be on responsible and socially sustainable cannabis cultivation. And we'll be doing 3 Instagram videos to kind of promote best management practices. Like the RCD is really dedicated to outreach and education. We don't get involved in regulatory stuff because we're prohibited from that. But I just wanted to give them a shout out and thanks for that. And the funding for that is coming from the Resources Legacy Fund through the California Association of Resource Conservation Districts. We'll also be partnering with Trinity County RCD because their supervisors and their RCD staff are not quite as progressive as our Mendocino folks are. The other announcement I have to make is that the RCD was just granted a $1.3 million award from the Wildlife Conservation Board to work in Outlet Creek and the Navarro to do more planning about flow enhancement. And, probably by the time that gets up and running, I'll be retired from the RCD, but it's good news because it's really on the groundwork that really does help people and the fish with water security and flow enhancement And the third thing was that I just got an award, you guys, and I was really thrilled that the Salmonid Restoration Federation woke me up one morning and said, "Oh, we're giving you a Lifetime Achievement Award." And I said, "Isn't that what like they give old movie stars when they haven't ever gotten any other awards? They give them a Lifetime Achievement Award." And they said, "We heard you're retiring." And I said, "I'm not retiring for another year." And they go, "Oh, well." But, that was a very nice acknowledgement. So, yeah. So that's it. I'm still plugging away. I'm still working full time, and I'm happy to hear from anybody. The one more thing I'll add is because we've been declared like a drought emergency, we're working at the RCD with the Russian River. They have a new name, but basically it's the Flood Control District, and they're working on outreach on water conservation and on drought awareness. And if anybody wants to be on that list, that mailing list for updates, just send me an email or let me know, and I'll make sure that you get those postings, because there's some good information there. It's just nice to know, what we can do about it, because it's pretty bad.
Oh, thank you, and congratulations on the award. And I'm definitely interested on being.
Yeah, I'm
on
not
that
dead
too.
yet. That's the news.
Your Lifetime Achievement Award.
Yeah.
There you go. You could be like an old movie star. Very glamorous. All right, Commissioner Paulson, what do you got for us?
I just have one thing. Received a complaint or a report of possible water diversion on Cold Creek, right past the Potter Valley turnoff off of Highway 20. The guy was out fishing and saw what appeared to be not a permitted, water diversion to a cannabis plantation up the hill. So I passed that on to Don White with the Fish and Wildlife in our county. I don't have a resolution yet on what the outcome was, but that's all I got for this meeting.
Yeah, thanks for being vigilant on that, Red Hawk. Kind of all eyes on deck there.
Absolutely.
All right. Commissioner Peller, like propeller. You got
I've got to. I'm going to do living with wildlife workshops throughout the county. That's what I want to report. I'm going to do that. Yeah, it just came to me just this very second, and yeah, lots of water diversion. I went to the Round Valley MAC, and they're doing it everywhere. And Sheriff Kendall was there. It's a real problem. I hope that Sheriff Kendall is in contact with Don White. That would be, I'm sure they are, right, Red Hawk, you think?
I assume they would be. They're kind of on the same level, and they work together on a regular basis.
Well, I do know that
Yeah.
this is John Haschek, and I do know that Sheriff Kendall is in talks with CDFW.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah. Yeah. And congratulations, Patty Madigan, on all levels. Just so grateful for the work you do. Thank you. That's my report. Oh, hey, John, is there any more, since you're here, is there any more reports on the elk signage?
Just that we got the elk signage up north of Laytonville as you head south. And they extended it for 5 miles, and also on the south side, I think. So it says elk, beware of elk for 5 miles, because the elk herd has been moving so much across the highway throughout.
Okay, cool. Thank you. I'll take pictures. I didn't even notice. I'll take pictures and send it to the commission.
In terms of elk on the road on Highway 1, between Rockport and whatever that little town is there that's north of Rockport, north and east of Rockport, there are elk in the road frequently there when I'm on that road. So it's not as dangerous because vehicles aren't traveling as fast, but the elk are right in the road on Highway 1. So. And they're big.
Yeah. Yeah. More signs.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So for my district, I've been hearing that the California Salmon Council is going to do their GIS program this year. So it's genetic sampling on salmon that the fishermen catch. There's a little bit of questions on whether or not the funding would be there to do so. So I'm happy to hear and report that they're going to start reaching out to fishermen in the coming weeks and start getting contracts for that. The database has been ongoing. I'm going to muss this all up. I think 5 or 6 years. And they've been taking genetic samples of fish in California to just learn more about salmon research. Patty probably has a pretty good idea about potentially what they're doing. It's just a cool program. All in all, so I'm happy that they're back. The North Coast salmon season is going to be sparse from what I understand, opening in August. The crab fishermen are all pretty much pulled out. So that's the commercial side of life. I've heard a little bit of news with the recreational groups that they're interested in the urchin smashing again now that summertime is around, getting out to Casper Cove, where it's legal to smash, and then starting to pull kind of their limits. I think the California Department of Fish and Wildlife and the Commission extended the 40-gallon-a-day extension for purple urchins, so that's continuing. And then I think Reef Check California, as well as the Nature Conservancy, are going to be doing removals on the coast this summer. I'm not sure how that's going to play out yet. I haven't chatted with their program managers in a while, but that's kind of my news there. And in other personal news, unrelated to the fishery of them, well, kind of related, I'm defending my master's May 26th on a justification for the new purple urchin fishery. If anyone's interested in viewing, please don't ask me hard questions. Be nice. You're invited if you're nice.
Which university are you graduating from?
Oregon State, a professional master's of science in fisheries policy.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
I'll be in Corvallis in 10 days.
Oh, cool. Randy, do you have a question? Your hand was raised.
Yeah, is Josh Russo still active with us like he was, or has he moved on to bigger and better things?
I don't know. We should rebug him. I'll send him a text and see what he's got going on, because he was really active and involved, and then COVID hit and we all kind of scattered to the wind. So it'd be great if he were to come back.
Yeah, he was a great asset. Oh, yeah, he was a great asset to have for us. He brought a lot of good things to the commission.
Yeah, I'll reach out again. Good idea. All right. Speaking of things coming up, does anybody have agenda items for next one? I know that I would like to put Bill Lemos on to talk about the logging in Casper Creek watershed. Bill works for the NRDC. Red Hawk, what do you got?
We kind of briefly discussed it a couple of meetings ago, but it never made the agenda. But put on the agenda to have discussion of drafting a letter to the Board of Supervisors regarding being included on wildlife issues that occur in the county. For example, the cannabis stuff that just was going through with phase 3, it would have been kind of included on that. And then same with the wildlife services. We kind of were excluded on that, caught it on the backside. But to maybe remind some of the supervisors that we're here and that we have great knowledge and reference of what we're doing. So discuss that and see what you guys think at the next meeting. Maybe put a letter out.
I love it.
Caitlin, can we also get an update on the audit? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yes, I can request that information from the Administrative Services Manager at Planning and Building, Adrienne Thompson.
Yeah,
I know she's been working closely on that item.
great, because we do want to start planning for another round of grant funds. And I believe we said we weren't going to start that until we figured out if we were all cool, you know?
Randy, did you have something?
No, she covered it. Patty covered it.
Okay. All right, and then following kind of our schedule, our next meeting would be July 13th. Six?
Correct. Yes, that's correct.
6 p.m.
Yep.
Okay. And Kayla, and if I have any agenda items, I'll just make sure that I send it to you, Anna, and Caitlin and Red Hawk before like the 10th or something like that. Is that, I mean, how are we doing?
The
Like,
sooner the better. I think she has to have them, the agenda posted 72 hours in advance.
Correct.
Yes.
I need all agenda items
right.
in order to post for that 72-hour window for Brown Act. So the sooner the better on any agenda items you would like to have posted. Although, if you could please send them just to me, that way we don't end up having a serial meeting, as that would include 3 of our commissioners.
Okay. I'll just send them to
Red Hawk
you, Miss
and I don't
Caitlin. That's
need to
and what is the date that you'd like me to turn that in by? What's my deadline?
I do try to post the Friday prior to our meeting. This last meeting, it did end up getting posted on Saturday, but we were still within the 72-hour window. So if I could have it by that Monday or Tuesday before the meeting, so the week prior, that would be very
Understood.
helpful.
You got it, honey. Okay. All right. I'll write it down right now. The whole thing. Okay. Thank you.
Red Hawk, what do you got?
Okay, sorry. Real quick to Caitlin, do you have an update on the computer, laptop, and phone for us?
I do have an update. There was some confusion in the ordering process, but the laptop has been ordered. As far as the phone, we had to wait for Verizon to create a sub-account for Fish and Game under the Maine County's Verizon account. And I should actually be getting that phone by Friday, and I would assume Monday at the latest. So the phone is on its way. The laptop we're still waiting for. But I do have a spare laptop from my program that I am going to see if I can use in the interim, as the person who was doing work from home with it no longer needs it.
Perfect. Thank you.
My pleasure.
All right, well, if we're all set with future agenda items and meeting dates and reports, are we feeling ready to adjourn?
Well, thank you everyone for all the work.
I make a motion that we adjourn. Thank you, John, for calling in. We appreciate your
Yeah, sure thing. I appreciate the work you guys do. So.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ditto.
Okay, I made a motion to adjourn.
I second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, team. 7:40.
Nice job,
That was a quick
Caitlin.
one.
Meeting
Nice
adjourns
job, Anna.
at 6:40 p.m. Thank you, everyone.
Yes,
Okay,
thank you,
bye.
Miss Caitlin. Thank you, Anna. Bye, everybody.
Have a good one.